and welcome back, friends, to the inn. We all know that every story starts with a single spark, right? So today, we are going to uncover/discover that spark and explore the shadow that it creates. Because the things that often make our stories shine are also the ones that can create the conflict when they're pushed too far. So with that in mind, there is one thing I would like to say as a disclaimer. The decks that I will be using in this reading feature some angelic, demonic, or otherwise esoteric imagery. I use these cards as creative tools for writing and world building, drawing inspiration from them and their symbolism in artwork, regardless of religious or spiritual practice behind these. So if that's still not for you, I do have some other readings on my channel that do not feature these decks. I will link them in the description below. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump into the first deck, into the reading. Jesus, English is hard. Okay, so for card number 1, we are looking at the motivation, the virtue, the thing that they believe in, their spark. Oops, and we are looking at, cat's got the zoomies. We're looking at the angel Sehalal. I can't say that name, but this is what the card looks like. This is the motivation, so give me a second. If we were to think of in terms of this angel or this card as the motivation, the core, right? To me, this is screaming character more so than any other thing, or maybe even like a relic with its purpose. Because the motivation for this is to, like, they wanted to be helpful. Because to me, this is like helping them get motivation, focus, just to focus on a task. Also, like, the motivation behind this character, besides like helping and like helping them with their motivation, their focus, or enthusiasm on certain things, they also want to kind of like help and expand people's ways of thinking. So to me, this reads as a very helpful person or thing that just really wants to help the people around it in any way, shape, or form it can. And that maybe this person can also help get the motivation, or not get the motivation, but inspire them, maybe inspire them to learn more about the world around them or the things around them, so that way they can then help more people because they understand more about the world. And they're helping these people with pure intentions. There's not really a malicious thought or intent behind the reason that they're helping these people. It's usually done through kindness or pure intention. So that's the motivation, the virtue that I'm getting for specifically a character, a person. Now, you could see this as a virtue for, or like a way for a nation, right? But that's just not how it's coming off to me. Now, let's pull up the next one, which is going to show us its shadow that this motivation casts. What, if pushed too far, does the shadow, like, what's the darkness of this? What shadow does this motivation cast? Because even though they're doing it with pure intention, if certain things come into the situation, or however they're going to appear, even then that that thoughtful intention, that pure intention, can turn twisted in some way. So this shadow card is going to help us explore it just a little bit. And we have the demon Fornius, and this is the card So this is the shadow that this casts. The need, the want to be helpful. Alrighty, with this shadow, with Fornius, with this demon right here. The need to help someone, right? So like helping someone, you would also have to be very confident with your speech, right? Like, so that you can speak to understand, or like understand what the speaker that they're saying to you, right? So like you have some communication, your skills, like you have a pretty good communication skills, right? So what this is saying is like this guy right here, this demon, enhances the communication skills, where like maybe you take your communication skills so seriously that like you end up, even though that your intent wasn't to hurt anybody, but like you end up convincing people who aren't in need of help that they're in need of help. You convince them that there's a problem that you, as like the character essentially created, right? And that they're trying to help. So like, if they don't balance and keep their intent pure, or like to just helping people that need help and not inventing problems for people so you can then help them, right? So if you don't balance that, it can go into that darker aspect of it, and really charm people into like it's almost like, if you take it too far, it's the snake skin, or the snake oil salesman, right? Convincing you that they have the solution to your problem, even though it's shady and you shouldn't take it, but like it's very convenient and they're very charming and charismatic about it. That's what this is giving me right here, is that if they don't keep with their original intent of helping people out of kindness and just because they don't like that area, they can fall into the snake oil salesman. I don't know if that's the right word for it, but that's what I'm getting. Now, I'm going to pull some tarot to also kind of give us some more information on how these two play together, so let's get that going. Okay, so the first card in this is the Five of Cups. So with this kind of gives us, like, with these, think of these as like more details to explain these two cards, like how they would relate. And so I'm going to be drawing 5 cards for these. We have the Five of Cups to start, the Four of Wands, the Ten of Cups, the Devil, and the Ace of Cups. Okay, so this actually does kind of clarify these two just a little bit and how they kind of work together in aspects. So let's rearrange the cards so that they make sense a little bit. So we have, these are more aligning with the positive influences, and this is more aligning kind of how the shadow makes its appearance in this reading. So this person or thing is trying to help people because they want to feel connected and have a community of people around them that can, like, they can be around. And it's a fulfilling thing for them, having this sense of community, being able to rejoice in people's accomplishments, in a sense, right? And it's usually, it's the birth of something new, like an emotional, it's also like celebrating their emotional growth, or their just any celebration of growth or new things, creative or otherwise. But what can tip this into more of a darker aspect for this character or thing, and give them more of the snake salesman, the sham salesman, right? Is they're doing it for some sort of opulent reason, right? Like, or they're getting a lot of money, or some exclusive thing, right? That's keeping them chained down, but not necessarily chained to that thing. And also, what could happen is, like, there's some sort of, like, regret or feeling like, like when you spilt milk, like you regret something, you regret doing something or saying something in a certain situation that you could have said something better, right? So there is that feeling of regret there, and maybe they lean too far into that regret, or even not even that, but like they regret having to go this far because they need something. Like maybe they're in need of money for their sisters or brothers, their younger siblings, surgery, or something like that. So they have to do something shady, and bind themselves to a devil, so to speak, right? To get the money, and this devil is having them be more shady in their practices as well, even though their intent is to have a community behind them. That's essentially what I can't think of anything else that I'm getting off the top of my head. But if you see anything else, then I can't stress this enough. Let your intuition, like, if you see something in the cards that I haven't said, or that comes to mind, that's, like, obviously something, no. And so that's as far, like, that's what I'm getting for this reading, this creative inspiration behind the motivations for this character or thing. And maybe this is a nation or a city or something else completely entirely than what I see. And if that is the case and you see something different, let me know in the comments down below, because I'm really interested in seeing what you guys come up with and create in the comments below.